if Saturn were to always impart discipline on me, then where is my free will? Now, you all have to understand that Saturn is not a dictator. Saturn never dictates what you need to do in life. That is a part which your free will decides. So it is like fate and free will. Now free will is you are given a liberty, you are given a choice to choose the path that you want to walk on. You make your own path, then you walk on that path. So the result is the making your path, the result is walking on your path and achieving your goals and your targets, what you or your free will has decided to do. Now, while walking on the path, there are certain things you may do right, there are certain things you may consciously or subconsciously do wrong. That is the time the Saturn steps in. It's a cosmos, I would say, way of making an individual realize that whatever you have chosen is not good for you. And yes, there is another question which is in the same tone, which talks about, is Saturn's transit to 8th house considered bad? Now 8th house basically deals with inheritance, with property, with relationships, with death, with sex. 8th house is related to that kind of a thing. In fact, if you look at 8th house, it also talks about financial matters and deep subjects that affect a person's or an individual's life. Now, what happens in our life or what we decide to do is free will. Saturn is only like a teacher who can guide you, sometimes giving you lessons which may seem hurting, but at the end of it you will realize why it has happened and how it has actually rectified your life. A very, very layman's example I'll give you here. An individual suddenly gets up and he realizes that he's diabetic. He had never known. And I'm sure many of you will agree with me that the moment that individual has realized he's diabetic, he changes his lifestyle. Now, why did he have diabetes in the first place? It was his free will of leading the stressful life or the lifestyle that he was leading made him get into this diabetic condition, because he didn't pay heed whether eating correct or doing overwork or whatever things. His lifestyle made him diabetic. Now here I'm not talking about diabetes A, I'm talking about the diabetic 2, which or the B that you call it, which happens through because of your lifestyle. So that is your free will. But what has Saturn done is, Saturn has that lifestyle that you were doing wrong. So Saturn, what it does is, it bestows upon you diabetes and you suddenly wake up to the fact and you rectify your lifestyle. So many people, in fact, almost about 99% people, if they change their attitude and if they change their lifestyle, safeguard themselves from the worst case scenario. So I am sure you will agree and my answer would have made you comfortable in knowing that choosing the lifestyle that you were doing was your free will. Diabetic, the Saturn gave, so that you change your lifestyle and become a much better person and enjoy the life, because life, after all, is for enjoyment.